What's going on? What's going on, Patriots? You just locked in the hood politics where we always keep it 100. I'm your host, Jay. Y'all already know on this channel. We cut straight through that BS and get straight to the issues and the policies that hit us close to home. We talk about everything from elections to national debates all the way up to political podcasts. We throw some pop culture in there every once in a while and some comedy because y'all know my motto, baby. All politics all the time. I give you brain rot. That's why I do it, so you don't have to. What's going on? What's going on this Saturday morning, Patriots? This is your boy Jay from Real Politics checking in, man. And I had to jump on this, man. I know Elizabeth Hasselbeck, the OG of The View, and that MAGA Trump supporter, I know she gone, and they ain't gonna bring her back. But I wasn't gonna let this pass. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all. We gotta stop playing nice with the truth. You feel me? Because the block is watching. And they see the game for what it really is. You feel me? When you look at that table, you see the difference between a real soldier and someone who just trying to keep they motherfucking parking spot, man. You know what I'm saying? Elizabeth Hasselbeck, yo, she didn't come back to the set on 2026 to make any friends or sip tea with these people. You came, you did. She came to straight lay down law and tell the truth. She a OG from the Rosie O'Donnell era. And if anybody can survive being sitting next to Rosie O'Donnell with opposite opinions for 10 years, you already know she an OG, man. Y'all already know that she an OG, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to jump into this, man. I know y'all done seen these already. I done seen them, but I got to do my viewpoints on them.
In human fashion, many were quick to rewind to what she said in the days following the death of Alex Peretti. Take a look.
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. This individual who came with weapons and ammunition to stop a law enforcement operation of federal law enforcement officers committed an act of domestic terrorism. That's the facts.
So some senators said she's failing in her leadership role on immigration enforcement. Do you think a lot of Americans feel that way?
First of all, the book came out in 2004. So he read the book, and he went along with whatever she was pulling out. Now they're mad, the Republicans are mad, because they see the error of their ways in their face.
I don't think we're mad.
And so that's why, well, he didn't look like he was thrilled with her. And it's good to see Republicans going after her, to say the truth. No one likes her, not even the ASPCA, let's face it.
Sure. Listen, I love dogs. I love people. I think all lives matter to God, and we're in uncommon times. So
it's amazing how these people can't forget the stupidest ish. That's because their brains only comprehend stupid ish. You know what I'm saying? They talking about that stuff out of Christy Noem's book about when she had to put her dog down because it ate one of the neighbor's chickens or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's a summary of the story of how it went, something in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what I'm saying about these liberals. They don't understand. They don't understand country life, man. I'm from the city. It took me a long time. I've been out in the country now, 5 years? It took me a long time to get used to the country life, man. Country life is totally different, man. They do things totally different. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something. And that's something you're supposed to do anyway, man. You know what I mean? If your dog is out attacking anything that it ain't supposed to be attacking, that's human. Yeah, you gotta put it down. Well, the chicken wasn't human, but it belongs to humans. So that means if he doing it, he gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean? So either they gonna put the dog down, or she gonna have to put the dog down, or somebody gonna have to put the dog down. But yeah, that's what they talking about, man. Talking about the ASPCA don't even like her, man. These people are so phony, man. Go ahead, give it to them. Go ahead, give it to them, Elizabeth. Let them know for opening their mouth.
So we need to have uncommon sense about things like this. Yes, there will be mistakes made, but I think if Kristi Noem were up for promotion right now and she put forward the statistics that 0 illegals released into the U.S. for 10 months straight have not crossed, okay? That nearly 3 million aliens have left the United States, that we have the lowest murder rate in 125 years, that fentanyl trafficking is down 56% at the border, and daily encounters have gone down 96%. Hang on one second. We need a strong border, especially now with our current global situation. And I believe that you may say you don't want border control and you're against ICE, but I actually don't believe you in your daily lives.
Hey, I love how she don't let them cut her off. She like, hold on a second. Let me finish my MFing thoughts. Let's go. This chick is an OG, man. You know what I'm saying? She's still out here talking about God, the Constitution, and the red state values, while everyone else is out here just chasing clout, man. You know what I'm saying?
How many people in the audience here had to go through security to get here? Raise your
Let's
hand.
go.
Just be honest. Otherwise, you go to jail, I guess, for
go,
illegal trespassing, right?
Elizabeth.
This is an authorized audience. They had to go through security to get through the border, to get right here, to just hear us talk. We need strong borders more than ever right now. We are being infiltrated.
But Elizabeth, can I give
We're
you a
not on the border when Renee Good and Alex Peretti were murdered, and death is not a mistake. That was
Here we go. Here we go. First of all, I don't like the disingenuousness talking about they were murdered. They were not murdered, Miss Sunny Holston. They were not murdered. They forfeited their right to live. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, as an adult, you make dumb decisions, and sometimes you actually forfeit your right to live. And both of those two people that we're looking at on the screen made dumb decisions, and they forfeited their right to live. Now, do I agree with their deaths? No, not really. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see nobody out here die before their time, especially a young, beautiful lady who have a family. I don't know about this clown, but Miss Renee, no, she didn't. She got, in my opinion, she got groomed because she got kids. Kids came out of her for JJ. So on that note, she was into the PPs. You feel me? So I believe her husband died. She was vulnerable. She got groomed, and she went out and she forfeited her right to live, man. Rest in peace to Renee and Mr. Petrie or whatever his name is. All life lost.
No,
for the young lady.
Now let me
As
finish.
for those killed by illegal immigrants,
let's not be
murder.
dismissive about
I'm
the
not
fact
dismissive. I just
that
said all
this
their lives matter.
That Secretary Noem is wholly unqualified for her job. She has zero empathy.
No.
She is not taking responsibility for what she did. And
She just did. You just heard
she
her
did not
say
take responsibility
she
for
had
what she did. That is
compassion there.
not true. That
She
is
had
not true.
compassion right there.
She denied that she called them
Yeah.
domestic
Potato,
terrorists.
potato,
and on
same
top of it, let me say that she should be impeached. She should lose her job. There is precedent for it. Remember that the House
Can
of
I give you a stat?
Remember
This
when the House of
her role is
Representatives
authorized
impeached
by Congress.
Alejandro Mayorkas on February 13th, 2024? So there is precedent, and she's got to go.
But,
She's operating on congressional approval. She's operating on congressional approval. These are
but what you're
mistakes, and those
saying, I
lives
just
do
want to
matter.
give you this one statistic from the Cato Institute. Only 5% of people detained by ICE have violent convictions. 73% have no convictions.
Correct.
That's really what the problem
Joy,
is.
Joy, 450,000 children were trafficked under Joe Biden, letting them under. We have now reunited 146,000 children
Go ahead.
to their
Let's go,
rightful
man.
place.
What I wanted to bring in
These
here
are not
is
facts here.
is
Hold on,
that,
baby.
Elizabeth, even just pushing back on what you're saying, I think the biggest thing Kristi Noem has done is taken a very fair issue that's bipartisan, immigration and fixing the system, and she has trashed the impression, the actual act of it. 25% disapproved of ICE in 2024. Now 60%
Because of the media.
No,
Because of the media.
No.
Because of
But
this
Elizabeth,
evil.
no. What I would say is, as a woman, and you should be able to relate to this point, a man comes at me with a mask and a gun. I am taught instinctively to fight or flight. Like if.
Come on with this disingenuous BS, man. This is crazy. Somebody come at me, a man come at me with a mask and gun. I'm taught to fight and flight. Yeah, you are. And that is true. But let's act like we don't know who these men are, who is masked up, and the reason they are masked up, and who they are coming after. Yo, this is crazy, man.
Someone knocks on my door in the middle of the night. So the way it's been carried out is the problematic part. People voted him in for immigration, and that was fair. And it had a lot of regular independents like me saying, you're right, we can't have everyone crossing the border. You're right, people that are violent criminals should leave. But that's not what he did here. And he's got
Can I ask you a
people
question?
despising
I
that.
understand. And as a woman,
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. I also believe that we have a God of borders. We have a nation of borders for good reason. I hate the fact that people are dying in this. My heart actually bleeds for this. It also bleeds for Laken Riley, Jocelyn Nungare, Rachel Moran, Matthew Dennis, Sarah Ruitt, Ivory Smith, all killed at the hands of illegal immigration. This needs a fix, but it needs a fix now. And let me tell you, this is tactical, practical. Yes, the how matters. Yes, it was done without a how during the Biden administration and Obama.
Okay, here's the thing.
She's made it worse.
She has actually solved the problem in the
and
past year
Biden
with
out
some
of here
mistakes.
because let's move that.
They always want to take the Obama. They always want to take the people who caused the fucking problem out of the equation. You know what I'm saying? That is the most ignorantest crap I ever heard in my life. Oh, don't worry about the MFer who caused the problem. Let's get on the person who is not fixing the problem the way we want the problem fixed. Man, get that bullish out of here. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. I'm glad she on here. I'm glad she was on here and she whooped their ass. She gave their audience a week of the truth. Hopefully she got through to some of them.
Because, you know, Joe Biden, I remember during the speech to the nation, said, we have a good border plan that is bipartisan.
Yeah.
It failed.
No, it didn't fail. The Republicans were told by you know who,
To block
don't
it.
do this.
To block it.
this. So that's the first thing. But more than anything.
That is such false information, man. That is such a lie. First of all, Donald Trump didn't tell him to block that. He told him, man, first of all, I don't think none of them was gonna vote for that stupid ish. You know what I'm saying? Because all it was voting for more immigration officers to be on the border to help process these fools in faster. Hell no. That is not, and we gonna shut down the border every day after 5,000 people. You just gonna close this gate. They just gonna go to the next gate and come in the other way. No, man, that ain't nope. I'm gonna let her spit, and then we're gonna show y'all the difference between night and day. You know what I'm saying?
More than anything, nobody wants anyone murdered. I was gonna say that one of the things that I think everybody in the nation wants is they want tight borders. They want people who are not good for the country out of the country. Yeah. But if you go in and you say that's what you're going to do, and suddenly you're sweeping up 5-year-olds and people, I mean, I will say in the vaguest form, folks that I work with outside of here have stopped going out to church. Yeah. They have stopped taking their kids to school. Because they're nervous, and that is not what this should be about. Yeah. People who come here, I'm talking especially because I know you have stuff to say, but people who pay taxes, you know, because just because you haven't become a citizen doesn't mean you're not paying taxes.
Actually, most undocumented immigrants pay more taxes than anyone, and we should also mention that less than they're 5 times less likely to commit crimes than
let all
Americans.
Your audience know that all of this is illegal, what they're doing. Even paying taxes.
I guess my point is
illegally because they got a social security number.
There have been efforts made by both sides to figure out how to do this. This is not the way. No. To round people up the way that they do. And you're right. If somebody come at me with a mask on, run and talk about, hey, and didn't show me they were
this is the party of masks. You guys force masks on everybody in the United States. I don't want to hear you can't see my face, and, you know, I just can't.
Yeah,
I can't. I love you, but I can't.
I know that you can't, but
I feel a little bit different.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a whole different thing. I'm talking about people walking down the street with their kids on the way to school, getting rubbed over, not
fair.
rubbed
yeah,
over.
Fair. I think that's fair.
Even a bigger point here, though,
that's
is
what
number
my
one
point
thing you
is.
hear from immigrants that live in this country. Immigrants are very critical of immigration because there are a lot of people that followed all the difficult steps to become a citizen, and they don't want people skipping the line.
Correct.
You cannot have ICE waiting outside courtrooms when people report following the rules.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
For their things,
I actually think, and
they're not out there for the people who following the rules. They out there for the people who follow the rules, and the judge say, yeah, no, you can't stay. You know what I mean?
human side of me Listen, I told you my heart aches. I do think we can extend the department to also monitor and weed out criminals who are coming in here to infiltrate versus those that are coming here with hope to elevate their lives to a place that we just happen to be born here with. I get that.
Brought into this country by American citizens with at actual ports of entry.
Yeah. This administration is succeeding at the border.
Immigrants.
This administration is succeeding at the border right now. They will make mistakes, but overall, it is
I'm glad they're succeeding, but they are not succeeding with the American people, and that's the problem. Yesterday,
nobody cares what they think is going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, you got Cheryl Underwood. You feel me? And let's be real, she just out here trying to make sure that her check clear. Now that her old show is in the graveyard, you feel me? She claims she's a Republican by Jersey, but we all know that she's a rhino. And I don't know what's going on with these rhinos and dinos, man. I think they need to go to their respective party. You know what I'm saying? But this is a difference between night and day. See, this is what the view is looking for instead of what they need.
Thank you for that wonderful welcome. Joining us at the table this week as a guest co-host is lifelong Republican and comedian on a pit stop from her I Need a Job comedy tour. The fabulous Cheryl Underwood.
Thank you. If you had come a week earlier, you might be DHS secretary.
And I will accept. They need somebody with some sense in this administration.
Well.
Let the ass kissing begin.
There is life here. We can all do. We can do this. I know we can. Right. We can do this regardless of.
Look, she didn't feel that way about Alyssa Hasselbeck because Alyssa Hasselbeck had truth for him. See, these people don't live in the world of truth, and that's the problem. And that's where everything is going to unravel, and this is where everything is going to go wrong. Because you got one half of the country living in the world of truth, and the other half of the country living in effing la-la land.
What side of the aisle you're on. If we're shooting to make the country better, we can work it out together. I believe that.
That's right. And Whoopi, to that point, I think when you know, they thing is make America great, right? I think when we see people with the hat and the shirt on, we should just walk up to them and shake their hand and go, we are.
That's how you know she's not a fucking Republican. Excuse my language, but you just heard what she said. That's they thing, make America great. No, that is our thing. You see what I'm saying? That's how you know who's... Oh, man, listen. At the end of the day, you see who's really standing on business. You know what I'm saying? Elizabeth isn't worried about being popular or on the Upper West Side. She's worried about being right and keeping it 100 with the people back at home. You know what I'm saying? Cheryl is just trying to navigate the industry and stay safe. But in 2026, safe just means you are willing to fold when the pressure hits. You know what I'm saying? This your boy Jay, man. Checking in, and now I'm checking out. I ain't want to make this too long. This your boy. Y'all know how we do it.